formula for coefficient of variation? The formula for coefficient of variation is standard deviation divided by
standard deviation upon average, sir.
by average. So what
Yes,
we
sir.
want is see, this is a measure of the variability, right? This is a measure of variability. So what is
Variability,
so
right,
what would we say that if the standard deviation is more than average, the variability is more.
Okay, so
If the standard deviation is more
okay,
than the average, variability is more. If the variability is more, means we have bigger problems in doing the predictions in inventory.
okay, sir.
So
Okay, sir.
generally what happens is, in business, most important thing is inventory. Hmm?
Okay,
Because a businessman invests money before the product is on sale. Before the product goes on sale, the businessman invests the money inside the business, right? So if he's investing the
okay,
money, if they're investing the money in the business with before the product is going on sale, means he's buying products. Suppose if you are opening a retail shop, right? If you're opening a retail shop for iPhone or televisions or any other electronic goods, if you're opening a you're opening a retail shop, so what do you buy your televisions, you buy the phones, you buy the refrigerators, you buy the washing machine, everything, and you keep into your retail shop, right? After you buy and keep those into the retail shop, then the customers comes and they make the selection and you deliver the product to them, right? You buy in advance,
right,
right?
sir.
You buy in advance. So if you're buying them in advance, if they take time to sell, suppose you're buying them in a by keeping in mind that those products will be sold in next 15 days or 20 days, right? If you are thinking that you're buying the inventory, buying those all products in advance, and thinking that with an expectation that you're going to sell them in next 15 days. But what happens if they do not sell in 15 days? If they're getting sold in next 3 months,
Okay, sir.
right? If they're getting
So
sold in
the
next three
variation,
months, so here when they're getting sold in next 3 months, means your expectation is not coming right. Expectation is going
right.
wrong. So in this case, what we see, we will see that the standard deviation is going high.
Okay. So the if the standard deviation will go high, then the prediction, the range of prediction between two values would be not as accurate as compared to which.
Yes. If the standard deviation goes high, then what happens is, then the predictability will come down. The variability will go up. That's why.
Okay,
That's the
sir.
reason why we are saying that the standard deviation has to be lesser than the average. But generally, in practical scenarios, you will see the standard deviation will be more than the average. Like in our current case
But
also, in the current case, yesterday we took a small data and we saw that the standard deviation is 1.95 times the average,
right, sir.
right? 1.95 is almost close to 2 times the average. So when we are saying the
Right.
standard deviation is 2 times the average, means there's a huge chance that if you make any predictions about the what kind of inventory or how much inventory we're going to put, right? So there will be some errors in the predictions.
Okay, sure.
So that's what we're saying, that if standard deviation is under control, right? It's under control. We are not saying the standard deviation is bad, right? We're not saying
Right,
yeah.
sir.
See, if you are getting very good business, someday you will get good business, someday will not be good business. Someday you will sell 10 iPhones from your shop. Someday you will sell 50 iPhones in your shop, right? Someday you will
Okay,
sell
sir.
2 iPhones in a shop. Suppose you have, let's say, if we analyze 5 days sales, on first day you sold 2 iPhones, second day you sold 10 iPhones, third day you sold 100 iPhones, fourth day you didn't sell anything, didn't sell any iPhone. Hmm? So this is what the natural business is like. Every day will not have the same number of customers coming into our shop. Someday customers will be larger than the other days. Sorry. Someday we will have
Okay, sir.
some days we will have more number of customers coming into our shop and buying the products. Someday the customers will not be as much as what we have expected or as much as what we had in the previous day,
Okay, sir.
right? So standard deviation is not something like we want to focus on. We want to run the business based upon that, right? Nobody wants to see standard deviation will always be up, will be high. If the so the normal scenarios in businesses, the standard deviation will be very high.
So, sir, so for in that case, sir, we should have predict the values wrongly to the client, or in that case, sir?
See, that is what the the what we say the the efficiency of the person who is doing the analysis and analytics will come into the picture, right? So what kind of algorithms he is going to bring in, when what kind of algorithms he's going to bring in to understand based upon the patterns available. So the standard deviation is high. So what we have to we have to see that are we observing any patterns in the data? Even the variability is
Yeah.
high. Even the variability is high. Are we observing any patterns in the data? Right. If we are
Okay,
if we
sir.
are able to observe any patterns in the data, then we can make a good model. Even though the standard deviation is high, the variability is high, but we are able to detect the patterns. If we are able to detect the patterns, means we will be able to make good predictions.
Yeah, yes, sir. But sir, when the variability is high, then in that case, we will try to, in that case, we know that standard deviation would be higher than the average. So how to tackle that problem to make it low variation into it, sir? Because low variation will give us the accurate predictable result that we wanted to give. But in the case of high variability, how we can tackle this part, sir?
Yeah. So this is what the suppose if I just I will share my screen, I will tell you.
Okay, okay.
So this is all about the predictions.
Okay, sir.
So let me suppose we'll see a couple of scenarios where the standard deviation will be very high, but we can make a good prediction out of that.
Okay, sir.
Let's see what are those conditions. We'll see that.
So please share your screen, sir.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
To me, me, chai.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Suppose we have a data, and this data is having a high variability. This is one of the chart, right?
Okay, sir.
But if you look at here, there is a pattern here. Every few periods, we have a peak,
Right, sir.
and there is a trend, upward trend.
Okay, sir.
Okay, there is an upward trend, and there is a peaks at every consistent periods. This is called seasonal. So of course I have variability, right? Of course I have variability in this case, but I'm able to detect some patterns over here. The pattern is
Okay, sir.
trend plus seasonal. So if you are able to detect the patterns, even irrespective of whether we have very high standard deviation or low standard deviation, what in either scenarios, if we have high seasonality, high standard deviation or low standard deviation in both the cases, right? If you are able to detect our patterns, then what will happen is that we will be able to make a good prediction out of the highly variable data.
Okay, sir.
So our objective our objective should be focused on detecting patterns.
Okay, not the standard, not the high variability of the data where the standard deviation will be higher or lower.
Yeah, see, high variability, low variability is one of the few things we have to look initially. We should not stop looking for that, right? If a data is having a low variability, means our job is becomes very easy.
Very easy, right, sir?
If data has low variability, our job becomes very easy because it's a very highly predictable data, right?
Yes, sir.
But if data has high variability, right, then we have to go into the pattern detection, because
Okay, so we have to follow two steps, sir. Then.
yes, we have to follow two steps. First, we have to understand whether we have whether we have high variability or low variability. After detecting whether we have high variability and low variability, then we are going to move into the pattern detections. Sometimes even if we have low variability, but our prediction could be improved. Suppose if you have low variability, right? We are saying that this is highly predictable.
Right, sir.
But still, if you approach the second step, pattern detection, in this case also, then what happens is your whatever predictions we are doing with some other method, even though it is because it is a low variability, right? If you go into the pattern detection, the what will happen is you improve your predictability, because now you're moving into
Oh,
one more improvement, one more value addition step. You're bringing one more value addition step inside the process.
okay,
If the
sir.
data is high variability, you have no other choice, right? If you have data is high variability, you have no other choice to go into the pattern detection. But if the data is low variability also, try one more value addition stage.
Okay, sir. Mandatory step. We can consider it as a mandatory step.
Correct. Right? So, of course,
Right, sir.
what we need is generally what happens is you will not have to achieve that standard deviation. So having a low standard deviation is a very difficult task. Right? Most of the items will not have that particular scenario where you will have low standard deviation, because business is highly variable, and especially if you talk about this COVID stage, right? Post COVID, right? There is a huge shift in the consumption patterns. There's a huge shift in the production patterns. There's a huge shift in distribution patterns.
Okay, sir.
Right? So because of that, the variability in the supply chain, supply chain is very very high these days.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now is it clear now?
Right, sir. It's clear, sir.
Okay. Please share your screen and we'll move into the
Okay, sir.
Power BI. Have you shared your screen?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
No, I think I'm not able to see that. Let me see.
It's visible.
Yeah, now it's visible to me.
Okay.
So let's build some. Let's do one thing. Let's go
Okay,
into
sir.
the home, then transformation. We have to categorize our revenue. Yeah, transformation. Yeah, transform data.
So we should have to follow that if statement that we have left at that time.
Yeah, the same thing we'll go with.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now here, if you look at, there is one option called add column on the top. Add column on the top. Yeah. From here, if you see, there is an option called conditional column. Below add column, there is a conditional column. Okay. Now, give a name. This is revenue category. No, not there. Below. Yeah, there. Revenue category.
Okay.
Okay. Now, from below, there is a if column name. Select revenue from there. Total revenue from there. This is what we're going to make it categorization now. we'll say operator is more than equal to, greater than equal to, no, not greater than or equal to. There is one more operator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So can you open the Excel sheet once?
Okay, sir.
Just keep it like this and just open the Excel sheet.
Okay, sir. So this sheet number, sir.
Yeah, go to the sheet number 2 where we have that revenue field.
This one.
Sheet number 2. Yeah. No, sheet number 1, I think. Sheet number 1. Sorry.
Sheet number 4.
The sheet number 1. Yeah. So if you go, let's see. Okay. Okay. Now go back. Let's go back to the Power BI.
Okay, sir.
Now here we'll give a value called 700, and we'll write this is high output is high in the output. Yeah, high revenue. HIGH, high revenue. Or else at the bottom you will write, see at the bottom, low revenue.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then click OK. So this is the conditional column, and see we have got a condition there. Means we have got a conditional column there, and that is called revenue category.
Okay, sir. No point.
Right. This is how you can create a condition, means extra columns, and you can categorize one of the column.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now we'll go back to the home. On the top, we go home and close and apply. Go to home, close and apply. Okay. Now can we see that extra column here? Yes, we can see the extra column in the field list, revenue category.
Okay, sir.
Can you see revenue category?
Yes, sir. This one.
Yes, great. Okay. Now we will do the same thing in the DAX query. Whatever we have done in the transformation, means our Power Query, right? We have whatever just now what we did in the Power Query. That's a Power Query. Okay. Now we'll do the same thing in the Power BI DAX. So we'll go back and go back to the measure. We'll go back to create a new column. Not new measure. We'll get a new column.
Okay, sir. For new, it should be modeling new columns.
And right here again, revenue category 1. The name is revenue category 1. Okay. So what is the formula we're going to use? We're going to use formula if formula. If have you used the formula ever before?
In the DAX query, sir.
Yeah. So can you write the formula? Can you try to write the formula?
Yeah, okay, sir. Logical test. So we have to write the condition here.
Is more than equal to, right? More than equal to, not more than.
Okay. Revenue.
You have to put your category in a text. If any category is in text form, you have to put them into inverted commas,
Inverted commas. Okay, sir.
double inverted commas, not single, double inverted commas.
Sure, sir.
High revenue.
Okay. So,
Yeah, enter now. So can you see your next column, the new column which you have created
yeah.
now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
The columns there.
yeah.
Yes.
So we have seen two ways of creating this categorization. One is through the Power Query. The Power Query which we
Correct,
have
sir.
done, we have gone to home, then we went to transform. For transform, we went to go to add column. From add column, we went to a conditional column, and conditional column we gave the logics.
Okay, sir.
And the second way is you can just immediately you can use new column, right? Give a new column and write use the if function and create a new column by writing a DAX query.
Okay, sir.
So which
Okay.
one you find easier, the DAX query one or
Right.
the
This one, sir, because yesterday we have done some related work with this, so it will be easy for me to write it.
okay?
But just syntax we have to learn there.
Yep, yep. So you can write DAX query again if it's a similar condition you have to create by using if.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will write, sir. I can write.
Okay. Now let's create one. Now say what happens is we have we are writing all these DAX queries for creating the measures, for creating columns, right?
Right, sir.
Also, we can create tables also. So we have seen two kind of things. One, we have created one measure, right? For measures, we have
Okay.
worked yesterday, like all average, standard deviation, mean, median, right?
Right,
Coefficient
sir.
of variations and everything, percentiles. We have done all those things for creating measures yesterday. Now, what we have just created is
Right.
we created a column now. No? We built a new column,
Okay, sir.
right? We built new measures. We built a new column.
Yes,
Now, if you want to create a new table,
sir.
right? If you want to create a new
New table.
new table, so how would we do that?
Sir, it should be from Power Query or it's from the DAX query, sir.
DAX
It
query,
should Power
DAX query, DAX query.
oh, DAX query. Okay. Then we have to means like make the relationship between those two tables inside this model part, sir.
But we don't have right now. We are working on single table, and we don't need to do
Still not true.
single table. Within single table, we need to create a table now.
Okay, sir. So we have to yes, this is an option, sir, where we can try to select the table and we have to just write the columns and row specific into it and want it to write like how many rows of length we want it from that part.
Mhm. So first, let's go to new table from here.
Okay, sure. Okay. Mm, this not there, sir. New table is there.
Okay, give a table name, sheet 1.1, sheet 1 underscore 1. Okay, write formula summarize, summarize, and then what is syntax here? Table sheet 1, sheet
Sheet
1.
one. Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
Then what comma? Right. What we need to do now? We'll take
We
item
have to
item code, comma, item description.
okay, sir.
Okay. What is the next expression? Now we will see. We'll take our average. which we
Okay, sir.
right, the average which we created already, we have created average, right? So just write average, it will come. What is the formula we have used for average?
The average, yeah, calculate something average.
No, we don't need to calculate it. We already have done the calculations, right? Yesterday we
Yeah,
have
it's just
average revenue,
we
AV,
have to just
small
use, yes,
AV,
sir. Just have
small
to use,
small AVG,
yes, sir.
small AVG.
Small AVG, sir. Okay. In this one, sir. AVG
Yeah,
revenue,
yeah,
sir.
right there, small AVG,
Okay, sir.
not coming.
No, sir.
We have group by columns. Okay, group by columns, group by columns, name one, expression one. Okay, now write average.
AVG, sir.
No, full form, average, right? Comma. So we have summarized table, group name, group by column name. Okay, now okay, just remove this average. Remove the average. So we have table, group by columns. We have listed them here, and then we need to remove the comma. Enter. Click enter.
Dot closes.
Yeah, click enter once. Okay, go to we have a new table now. The first table is what? Sheet one. Sheet one.
Right, sir.
Yeah, click on that.
Sheet 1.
Yeah, there's a new table which you have created, right? Yeah, click
Yes,
on.
sir.
We
Got
have
it.
two variables there: item code and item description. So from the one given table, we have created a new table.
Okay, sir. So, it's like what is summarized here, sir, and how we have created this?
Yeah, see what we are doing is that we are trying to summarize. We are trying to take there's various way to create tables, new tables. Various ways are there, right? Various logics are there. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to summarize this. Summarize
Okay, sir.
by taking few columns, by taking only few columns. Now, if let's get one more table now.
So, sheet underscore 2.
Yeah, sheet underscore two, and write formula calculate table. Now within this, write summarize. Summarize. Just know what we did. Summarize.
Okay, sir.
Write the same thing what we have written there. Same summarize. Sheet number one, table sheet one.
Number 1.
Okay, comma. Then take item code and item description.
Was okay, so group by columns. Okay. Item code.
Okay. Now we have closed bracket. No. Single closing bracket. Yeah. Now after this, put comma and write the. So what we have written, calculate table, summarize function we have done. Okay. Now let's write the expression average. Yeah. No. Wait. Go back. Be slow there.
Okay, sir.
Small, right? Small ABG. Yeah, average revenue.
Okay, sir.
Close the bracket. Enter. The function placeholder has been used in true false expression that could not be table expression. Okay. Now do one thing. Remove the closing bracket. Last one, yeah. Remove, keep removing everything till average revenue. Till average revenue. Okay. Now put comma there and write sheet one, sheet one, sheet one average revenue. No, okay, no. This is.
I think, sir, if we find it the measure, we can directly use it.
Yeah, we can do that, but just I'm checking. Okay, just write the measure there once. We don't need.
Average, yeah, sir, average revenue.
Yeah,
Okay.
average revenue. I don't understand what is the problem here. We're getting. Close the bracket. Enter. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So remove the average from there.
Okay, sir.
Now put no remove the average.
Hold up.
Now right here. Uh, calculate table for this for item code. We have the item code. We have the item description. Now what we want is the average revenue more than 100. Right. A condition. Write a condition there. Average revenue. Average revenue. After put a comma there and average revenue.
The sharing is good.
Recording in progress.
Please share your screen.
Okay, so let's see.
Yeah. Now we'll write a condition here. Average revenue more than 500. AVJ. AVJ. Small AVJ. Small AVJ. AVG. Yeah, that's more than 500. Yeah. Now go to outside and click enter.
Should we have to write it again by taking new table or should we?
No, it's all fine. Calculate table, summarize sheet one, Sheet 1 is okay. That's our table name. Sheet 1 item code, fine. There's no problem here. Sheet 1 item description, there is no problem here. Then we are closing the bracket for summarize. Then we are going for average revenue more than 500. Average revenue more than 500 is fine. So a function placeholder has been used in a true false expression that is used as a table filter expression. Value table, then we have table name, then we have the two variables which we want to we want to have, then we have a comma, closing bracket, then we have a comma, and then we have our average revenue, which is more than 500. That is all fine. What is saying, the function placeholder has been used in a true false expression. Okay, let's remove this average revenue from here and put that the column name here. Instead of this, we'll put a column name. The column name is total revenue, right? Sheet 1 total revenue. Yeah, sheet 1 total revenue. Where is total revenue? This is, yeah, this is one, right? Can you just select one? Sheet 1 average revenue. Select.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think this is more. Remove that average revenue from there.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, now check this one.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Sheet 1 average revenue greater than 5. Still not working, right? Can you check?
Right, sir.
Okay, now remove the sheet 1 average revenue and go to the column name. The column name is total revenue, right?
Right, sir.
Yeah, let's put the column name there. Total revenue.
Directly, we can use it like that, sir.
No. Sheet 1. Yeah, more than 500. More than 500. Yeah, now enter. Yeah, it's not working. So it is taking the column name, it's not taking the measure here.
Okay, sir.
So now we are going to sheet number 2. Just go to sheet number 2 on the right hand side and click on that particular, just expand that sheet number 2. Yeah. Right. We got item code and item description, only 2. But the condition here is that only those item codes and item descriptions are picked whose total revenue is more than 500.
500.
In the first scenario, sheet 1, everything is picked. Item code and item description, everything is picked.
Okay, sir.
But in the sheet number 2, the new table which we have created, in this only those item codes and item descriptions are picked which has a total revenue more than 500.
500.
That is the difference between these two tables.
Okay, sir.
Now if I give us a third condition for you to create a new table, and in that I want the unit of measure, the quantity unit of measure more than 10.
More than 10. Also, that's for the selection. We have for this question also. We have first table for expression. Table Okay, sir.
Just click enter. Okay, table is created now. Sheet number 3.
Yes, sir. Sir, but sir, this calculate table, what the function of this calculate table here, sir?
See, calculate table means it is trying to calculate. It's doing two things. There
Okay,
are not
sir.
there are two things inside this. One is calculate table. Second is summarize.
Okay, sir.
Okay. What we're doing is that we have a big table, right? What is a big table? Sheet number 1.
Okay, sir.
Sheet number is a very big table. There are so many variables out there.
Right, sir.
We don't want all the variables from sheet number 1. Okay. We only want
Okay,
only
sir.
2 variables from there. One is item code,
Okay.
other is item description. We want only 2 variables. So that's what we
Okay,
are
sir.
for that we are writing a code called summarize.
Got the point, sir.
Right? We are writing a code summarize. DAX query summarize. We are summarizing.
Right, sir.
We are summarizing the. We're trying to create a new table from the existing table by taking only 2 variables.
Okay, sir.
Right? Then
Right, sir.
from that new table, so what we are doing is we are summarizing from a existing table sheet 1. Right?
Right, sir.
From that new table, which we have created using summarize function, right? The new table which we have created using summarize function, for that table we wanted data only where we have UOM more than 10. So what calculate table is doing, that calculate table is now working on the new table. The new table is summarize table.
Okay.
Okay, the calculate table is doing doing the calculation on the new table. And what is that calculation? The calculation is we want sheet number we want only QAM quantity UAM more than 10. The calculation what is doing here is only the sheet number 1 quantity UAM more than 10. The calculate table is working by using a calculation. And what is the calculation? Sheet 1 quantity UOM more than 10.
Okay, sir. Got the point.
जो आप समराइज क्या कर रहा है? समराइज क्या कर रहा है? एक नया टेबल क्रिएट कर रहा है. ठीक है? फिर उस टेबल को में कैलकुलेशन कर रहा है, कैलकुलेट टेबल. और वो कैलकुलेशन क्या है? वो कैलकुलेशन जो है वो है कि मुझे सिर्फ क्वांटिटी यूएम जो है वो मोर देन 10 चाहिए.
Okay, sir. Got the point.
Right? So you have
So, sir,
yeah.
when we expand this sheet, sir, so it will only contain the data more than unit of measure 10, sir.
Yes. Abhi we want to check. We can check that. Now let's go to home. Let's go to not home. Here only there is a left hand side. You see there are 3 icons on the left hand side. Second icon, yeah. Now below that, yeah. Below. उसके नीचे हाँ, यहाँ yeah. Data. Click on data. Click on data and go to sheet number 3. All right. So this sheet number 3 has only 2 columns: item code and item description. Okay. So if you want to check whether what is item code here, first one 1300903.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you want to check 13009. Go to there is 2 ways we can check. We can check in Power Query or Power BI, or we can check in the Excel sheet. Okay, so let's check in the Excel sheet. You can check in Power Query also. You can check in Power BI. No, not there. Go to sheet number 1.
Yeah.
Go to sheet number 1. Sheet number 1.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now here go to again data on the left hand side. Data on the left hand side. Yeah. Go to sheet number 1 now. Okay. Now here go to filter, that item code filter. Item code filter is there. No, not there. On the data itself. Data itself. No, not there. Go to item code filter. No, not there. On the data side. Come to data.
Data side.
Item code filter is there. No? Drop down is there. No? Item code drop down.
Yeah, sir. This one.
Yeah. And right there 100,903 in the search area. 100,903. I think if something is there. Can we check? This is the one.
Yes, sir. It's like I'm trying to drag it, but it's not happening, sir.
It will come.
So we
Moment you
can
click,
write, yeah,
I think 9003. I think 9003.
9,9,0,3.
I think we have to go back and check the code once again. Go to sheet number
Okay, sir.
3. Go to sheet number 3.
Sheet number.
Check what is the first one. 1300903. Right. 13009. I can go back to sheet 1 again. Okay, now go to item code 1300903. This is the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
click OK. Click OK. No.
Okay.
Click OK.
Okay, sir.
Check here. What is the UEM?
Unit of measure is 10. So, but what is 10, sir?
No, you have
But
to
we
go
have
to
not
quantity. You have to go to quantity UEM, right? The calculate table
Yes.
function. You
Yeah.
have. So what is the logic you have used there? More than 10 or more than 100? What is the logic you have used?
Yeah, logic they have used is we have used a logic for greater than quantity. We wanted to use for unit of measure greater than 10. Sir.
10, right? So here, see, if you there are some cases where we have 1300393. We have some cases where we have, the unit of measure is 3 also. At the bottom, you see 3.
Yes, sir, for this one.
Yeah. See what you have. So 3 and all those things are there, right? So what you have done is
Right,
that
sir.
you have taken all the cases which are having more than 10.
Okay, sir.
Whatever is
So
more,
this will not.
this will not be captured. This will not be captured. So whatever is unit of measure, quantity unit of measure is more than 10. You have done the capture of them in the sheet number 3.
Okay.
On whatever is less than 10, you have not done any capture. So the sheet number 3 which we have built is based upon all the item codes and description which are having quantity unit of measure more than 10.
See, sir.
Before that,
So
you have to,
this-
you can check the
Yes,
next.
sir.
If you want, you can check the next one. 1401212.
10.
1401212.
Okay, sir.
But before, you have to remove the filters here. Remove the filter.
Okay.
Select all. Click on select all. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now write 1401212. Okay. Click OK. See, again, in this case, whichever is more than 10, that is going to be captured. Whichever is less than 10, that will not be captured.
This one, this concept is a beta G14012. Okay. Oh. Zubeda G14012. This is the only one, sir.
Yeah. So here, whichever is more than 10, right? That will be captured, and whichever is not, it will not be captured.
And sir, item description will be fully there, sir.
Yeah, fully is there, right? Whatever item code is there, the item description will be coming there, because
According to the item code, the item description will be there, sir.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir. Got the point.
So now what we have learned is we are creating a new table with a condition. In the sheet number 2 was without sheet number 1 was without condition. Sheet underscore 1 was without condition. Sheet underscore 1, the first, this was without condition.
Yes, sir.
Sheet
It will contain all the data.
Yeah, all the data from all the item codes and descriptions will be captured here. Now, sheet underscore 2 has the condition. Condition.
Okay, sir.
Right here, the condition is that what if the revenue which is having more than 500, right? Now, sheet number 3 is again we are summarizing a table with a condition that the unit of measure quantity should be less. It should be more than 10.
10, sir. Yes, sir.
So like this, from a big table, we are making a small table. with a condition.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
So we have learned how to create measure. We have learned how to create a column. We have learned how to create a table.
If conditions, sir.
Yeah. So we'll be learning more and more table creation, more and more column creation, more and more measure creations, and we'll be using DAX queries to create them.
Okay, sir.
So, and in this case, we are using two formulas. One formula is summarize, and another formula is calculate table. Calculate table
Okay, sir.
is putting helping us to put a condition there.
Okay, sir.
Any questions here?
No, sir. I'm clear with my doubts, sir.
Okay. So we'll be doing a lot of in the next session. We'll be doing more and more DAX queries.
Okay,
So, are you feeling comfortable? Are you feeling friendly with the DAX?
yes, sir. I have written some code today, sir.
Can you
And
show
I
me?
feel that, I feel that, sir, it's coming good from inside, sir.
Okay. So just you have to feel more comfortable, more friendly with the codes, right? And it's very simple. It's not. It's like it's all objective based. So what kind of objectives you have, and once we know what is the objective, then we can actually write the query. We can write the DAX queries. There might be some mistakes may happen, but if we know our objectives very clear, then we can make corrections on that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So shall we close the
Okay,
session for
sir.
today?
Sure, sir.
If anything,
We
you can
can
ask.
connect tomorrow, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have any questions, you can ask. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I will try to, sir, try to revise the next before the chapter that you have taught me, sir. If something comes, I will surely discuss with you, sir.
Okay. So we are going to move a little fast on DAX queries now because I wanted to give
sir.
you exposure about how to create measures, tables, and columns. So the exposure,
Okay,
I think
sir.
you have got the exposure. So now we are going to write a lot many DAX queries in a very little bit faster now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Harsh, we'll meet tomorrow then.
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye, sir.
Record.